Welcoming Brendan O'Neill from St Michael's College, previously of St Michael's, then of DCU, then of Florida State.
Yeah.
To our Ireland Schools cross country. How many of these did you run?
I ran probably 3 or 4 of them. Probably junior boys, both inter races, maybe one senior race. I think I missed my last one in school, but
it's a very, very tough event.
Yeah. It's great because everybody lines up for the school. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, I mean, we had the inter clubs there. I mean, even at senior level last week, you were in that race. You were fourth, was it?
Third, yeah.
Third, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, in the junior age groups, you'll have people running today that weren't running last week. But as you said, everyone is here at this schools race. Both people that run for clubs and in the younger age groups, very much so. People that just run for their school.
Yeah.
In terms of this one, our main guys here are Ursuline Sligo, Mount Anvil, Ursuline Waterford, and then Strahan Belfast. So they'll be our 4 teams. And then on top of that, we'll have plenty of individual athletes like Niamh Carr, Alana Deering, Aoife Morris, and Molly Brown are our 4 individual winners. So, in terms of this, have you seen the course?
Yeah, I had a look around the course, and it seems like a nice, reasonably flat course, so you could get a bit of good leg turnover on it and run rather quick.
In terms of, I suppose, that you've been away and you've ran in American races, it's quite similar to a lot of American races with the flatness of the course and very much a spectator-friendly course as well.
Yeah, that's really important. I think the flatness of the course is similar in senses it's flat and it's faster, but I think you have that in Ireland. You have that kind of typically Irish kind of softness in the ground, and it makes it a little. It can be deceptively harder than it looks. So. That might be the case today, so we'll see soon enough, I suppose.
Yeah, I've been out I walked the course earlier on. It's there's definitely a few little kind of, I suppose, it's not as flat as your pancake flat American courses that are on almost on. As I see my team there walk across the screen, better get out to them in a minute. But yeah, it's in America you've got your nice golf courses almost, whereas this, even though it is flat, the ground is a little bit bobbly in places, but a really, really well turned out course here. And I know Clongowes Wood College has been looked at as a venue since July and of last year, and people are very, very excited to have it here. And I know I was just out in the corridor there, and plenty of students just getting off class and all super excited to see a cross-country race in their back garden. Yeah, well, even just driving in there today, I just remarked on the kind of buzz that was about the place. Everybody seemed to be excited, and it is a really marvellous setting. I think everybody's going to really enjoy today's racing. And should we hold it every year here?
I don't know if that's... is it possible to do that?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Clongowes Wood, but I know in America you've probably ran in places like Franklin Park.
Yeah, well, Terre Haute, Indiana, is where a lot of the NCAA cross country, the American Collegiate Cross Country Championships are held most years. But I think the way it works in America is they do it in like 4 or 5 year stretches, and then it might go somewhere else for a couple of years, and then they'll come back and do it for another 5 years in the same place. But I don't think we don't do that here.
No, we don't do that here. But it could be something, I suppose, to go to fairly similar destinations or courses over a couple of years, just to see, I suppose, in terms of the speed of the course. I know in America you often see they worry about the time. It wasn't as fast as previous years. I know conditions can play a part, but you can kind of tell differences between maybe one winner and another.
Yeah, you definitely have more of a focus in America on you split times in cross country and mile splits, and you'll have markers all the way along the course, which is it's good and bad. I think the cross country there should be a sense of pure competition. That should be what it primarily is about. So I personally wouldn't see a place for kind of too many of those splits or times, but it looks like this race is turning into a little bit of a contest up front.
Yeah, these maybe 8 or 9 girls have slipped away from the field, and as you can see, this is going to be they're coming around for their second. They're starting into their second lap here, which is a larger lap, and it is already breaking in. That smaller group that's broken off at the front is broken into 2 separate groups. You can see 2 athletes in red there as well. I know that second athlete in red has a team just back the field as well. So, I mean, they're athletes here are not only running for individual titles, but you're going to have team events as well. So as I explained earlier on, it's four to count. So it's often very important to have someone in the top view in this one.
Yeah, I think all schools have placed a large value on that coveted All Ireland team champion.
You would have ran as an individual a lot of time in St. Michael's. All those lads would have been more rugby heads, would they? Would you ever have a team?
We did have a rather committed rugby background in our school. But you know, we had a small group of runners in St. Michael's, and I really, you know, it was quite often I'd run it on my own at the All Ireland schools, but we had a little bit of a group there, and there was great support in St. Michael's for running, and I believe a lot of the other Holy Ghost schools, Clongowes as well, probably has the same kind of
Clongowes
support.
Is the Jesuit school now. You have to get your.
Right. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
We're Jesuits as well.
Belvedere's a Jesuit as well. That's my mistake.
But we can see that team in red there that has an athlete in the top three. They're streaming across the screen there as we see it, and they'll be heavily involved. You can see Mount Sackville there in the pink. West Leinster champions as well, so they're packing well in this race. There's plenty of them across all the races. I think they're actually in every single. They qualified in every single age group, so obviously a very, very good program there at Mount Sackville. The
distance is 2,500 meters, so it should be we should be coming close enough to the finish.
Yeah, so that when they come around shortly, they'll come around this corner and they'll be heading out to the back of the course. There's a little bit of a slight, I suppose, a mound more than a hill. It just kind of causes a little bit of a break in rhythm. But after that, they're heading out to the back of the course. Not many supporters out there. In terms of the minor race, actually, around Jane Duffy, I think, is a relation of Conor Duffy, who was on the European Under-23 team there before Christmas.
Oh, out in Bulgaria, yeah, I remember.
So they're obviously a very committed athletics family there. But these are looking like our medal winners here. These 5, 1, 2, 3 over the line will be receiving medals. But these junior girls will also be going to the international schools cross country, which is held between Ireland, England, Scotland and Wales. Is often a very, very good barometer of how good these girls are. If they can beat mainly the English girls are always very, very strong.
And how many is the team?
It's 8 on the team.
The first 8, yeah. So these this looks like the medals are being decided in this bold move up front.
Yeah, and we'll just try and get an idea of exactly who that is. I think that is Aoife Morris from St. Mary's, if I can make a guess at it at this moment in time.
And there is a breeze out in that course today. It's a very wide open field, and that might be telling in the closing stages of the race.
Yeah, I mean, especially the more slight you are, the more that breeze is going to take it out of your sails.
Because it does look like the pace has been set up front by the same group of runners. So how that affects them coming into the closing stages, we'll find out.
And I know that wind is at their back there in that, I suppose, a home straight, but they do have to deal with a lot of wind before they get to that point.
Okay.
And as Brendan, even though this is your first time commentating with Jumping the Gun, I'm actually going to entrust you with the remainder of this race as I go out to.
I'll take the reins. You've got work to do.
I'm going to go and win an Irish Schools team title, if that's all right.
Belvedere cross country. Watch out for Ronan Duggan on the course as he takes his team of stars in an attempt on the Irish Schools cross country team title. So we have a fairly clear move being made here now at the front. This junior girls 2,500 meters race. And it looks like this race is finishing up. And there's our winner. Closely followed by the runner-up. And the first 8 girls cross the line, make the Irish team for the Schools International Cross Country coming up very soon. It's a really very good achievement for these girls. It's very much often a first kind of taste of international competition for athletes at this age, and has always been a good competition to introduce athletes to that international level. So spectators flocking to the finish to greet the athletes, congratulate them. It's a warm day out in Kildare today, but the breeze has picked up a little bit, and definitely makes it a little tougher. You have to keep well wrapped up out there.